we still have one more thing left to do. We've computed the salaries, but we haven't displayed them anywhere yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of labels where we would actually display the name of the person and the salary whenever we select them from our combo box. So that means we need to add some more labels to our form. So let's go back to the design view and let's add some labels. So we'll do 2 labels first. And I'm going to put them down here. Let's see here. I'm going to change label 4. We don't need to worry about changing the names of these. They're displaying labels. So we're going to make this one the name. And we're going to make this one the salary. And then I need to adjust the alignment a little bit with these to make sure there we go. Make sure it lines up with everything else. All right. And then we need to add 2 more labels that will actually display the results of selecting something in the combo box. So we're going to move these down here. And we're going to leave the text alone, but we do need to change a couple of other things. We need to change the names of the labels. So I'm going to call this one LB name. And then I'm going to set its visibility to be initially false. And I'm doing this intentionally because I don't want label 6 and label 7 to be displayed right away. I guess one other thing I could do is just make the, well, although the visibility can be true, I could make the initial text be blank or something. But this is fine as is. We'll leave it like this. And then we'll change the name of this label to LB salary. And then we'll set its visibility to be initially false. All right, there we go. So now we need to, actually we need to go back because we need to handle the event of clicking on an item in our combo box. We're going to double click this. And what we see is we get this method select index change. It handles the event of the index changing. This just simply means that we selected one of the items in the combo box. And each item corresponds to an index. The first item is 0, the next one is 1, and so forth. And just ironically, the first index of our list is 0, the next one is 1, and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the value of the index that we selected and use that to select the corresponding item in our list. See where we're going with this? So let's do a couple things here. So we first need that index. We're going to do dim index as integer. And we're going to set it equal to CB employee dot selected index. This will give us the value of the index that was selected by the user. Now we need to actually change the text of our labels. So we have LB name, and we're going to set that to be employee list, and then we can get the index in parentheses dot name, and then oh yeah, we need to do LB name dot text. There you go, that's better. And then we need to do LB salary dot text, and we'll set that equal to, and we're going to use the format method. And actually, technically, this is a function, is the appropriate term. And we're going to pass the value of the salary as our expression. And then we're going to use the same thing we did with one of our loan or month. I think we did a monthly payment example a while back, where we're going to format with a $sign into 2 decimal places. So our expression is going to be employee list index dot salary. And then our format is going to be $sign 0.00. So that is going to give us a formatted salary with 2 decimal places. And then finally, we need to set the visibility of both of these labels to true. So LB name dot visible equals true, and LB salary dot visible equals true. All right, that should be everything. So let's just run this and see what happens. So we'll click on start. Hasn't blown up yet. That's a good sign. And we see we have name salary. There's nothing there initially because we haven't selected a name. So let's do Matt We'll do 40 hours, $10 an hour. We'll add the employee. Now, if I were to select Matt right now, I should get Matt as the name, and salary is 0 because we haven't computed the salaries yet. We'll add a couple more names in here. We'll do Fred. Maybe that person also worked 40 hours, and maybe the pay is a little bit higher, 25. So we'll add Fred. And then let's add one more. Let's do Alan. Maybe we'll do 2 more. We'll do Alan and hours, maybe 45, and pay rate is $13. And let's do something odd. Let's do like $13.50. That's not odd, but that's fine. And then we'll add one more. We'll do Susie. I think that's how you spell it. We'll go with it. And we'll say that Susie worked 40 hours. And maybe she's like a boss or something, gets paid a little higher, so we'll do 15 hours for Susie. Okay, so we have all these employees, and we see that we haven't computed the salaries yet, so we got to click on compute salaries. Now this says the salaries have been computed, so what should happen is that when I click on a person, we see we have the name, and now we have the full salary. So 400 here for the week. Fred gets 490, Alan gets 607.50, and Susie gets 600. And of course, we haven't factored in taxes yet, but that's a whole other beast in its own. But we see here that we can enter the name, hours, and pay rate, add into a list. We can compute the salaries, and then we can display the name of the salary.